Today we're going to paint our fall pumpkin patch landscape, and we're going to be using tempera paint. So our tempera paint comes in a tray like this. We're going to be using warm colors today for our fall landscape. Now we don't have cool colors like blue, green, and purple, but so you're going to have to choose a different color for your sky. It could be a sunset sky. Think about what colors you see at sunset. Your brushes are in this tray. You have a water bowl. On this side you have water. On this side you have a sponge. The sponge is for drying off your brush. So the first thing you're going to need to do, because these paints are dry, you're going to have to wet your brush, so dip in the water, and you might have to dip your brush in the water just a couple of times to get the paint started. Now, when you're using your paintbrush, you want to make sure that we keep our paintbrushes nice and pointy. When you're getting paint on your brush, your paintbrush should be dancing on its tippy toes, swirling around in the paint. We don't want to scrub the paint, or your paintbrush should never be flat like this, because that'll mess up the hair on the paintbrush. And it makes it really hard to paint with a paintbrush when the hair is all going in different directions. So gently swirl your brush in the colors that you're going to use. Now, we always rinse our brush before we get a new color. You can mix colors on the paper, but not in the paint set. Now, these paints make a lot of paint, so after you dip your brush, make sure you spread the paint around. We don't want to have any paint puddles. Now, I'm going to always rinse my brush. You don't have to dry your brush, really, with this type of paint, because it needs a lot of water. Now I'm going to pick a color for my sky. There's two different colors of orange, and there's like a golden yellow. So look how bright this paint is. So make sure you spread it around. I can even have noticed, if I notice that it's dry when I'm spreading the paint around, I can just dip my brush in the water again instead of brushing it in the paint. And I can use that water to spread the paint around. Now we're going to put a messy paper underneath our paper. That way I can paint all the way to the edge. I dipped my brush in the water again because I want this to be kind of a lighter orange. If I want it to be brighter, then I can use less water. Now, I only dipped my brush in the orange one time. Look how much I was able to paint. I might even make the top of my sky a little bit brighter and have it fade down. Dipping my brush in the water, spread it around. Now, once you paint a spot, make sure you move on to a new spot. If you paint in the same spot too long, you're gonna start to see the paper peel. And the paper, once it starts to peel, if you paint very hard, it could rip. You don't wanna rip your paper by painting in the same spot too long. So once you paint a spot, go to a new spot. Now when I'm painting, I'm also being gentle with my brush. My brush is on its tippy toes. I'm painting, I'm not scooting it or scrubbing it.